Humanity has always been fascinated with the idea of exploring the vast, mysterious expanse of outer space. The Moon, in particular, has long captured our imaginations as a potential destination for human habitation. But what if humans could actually live on the Moon? What would life be like on our closest celestial neighbor? This is Fantasy World. We try to imagine everything about your fantasy. The Moon's environment is not only inhospitable but also incredibly hostile to human life. For instance, the surface of the Moon is constantly bombarded by solar radiation and cosmic rays, which can cause damage to the human body's cells and DNA. Therefore, any livable environment on the Moon would need to provide sufficient radiation shielding to protect humans from these harmful rays. The Moon's temperature is another significant challenge for human habitation. The temperature on the Moon can fluctuate between extreme hot and cold temperatures. During the lunar day, temperatures can reach up to 127 degrees Celsius, 260 degrees Fahrenheit. Conversely, during the lunar night, temperatures can drop to as low as -173 degrees Celsius, -280 degrees Fahrenheit. These extreme temperatures could cause equipment and infrastructure to malfunction or break down, and they would make living on the Moon incredibly challenging. Furthermore, the lack of atmosphere on the Moon means that there is no air pressure or breathable air. Humans require a specific level of atmospheric pressure and oxygen concentration to survive. And any lunar habitation would require the creation of an artificial atmosphere to meet these requirements. Creating a breathable atmosphere on the Moon would be a complicated process, requiring advanced technology and significant resources. The absence of water and the extreme dryness of the Moon's surface would also present significant challenges for human habitation. Water is a crucial resource for human survival, and any lunar base would need to generate, collect, and recycle water to sustain human life. Moreover, the lack of water on the Moon means that growing food crops would be challenging, as plants require water to grow. One potential solution is to create a series of lunar bases, similar to those currently used on the International Space Station. These bases would need to be self-sustaining, with the ability to generate power, recycle water and air, and produce food. They would also need to provide adequate radiation shielding, as the Moon's surface is bombarded with high levels of radiation from the Sun and cosmic rays. Creating such bases would be a massive undertaking, requiring a significant investment of resources and technology. But if successful, they could open up a whole new frontier for human exploration and scientific discovery. Establishing a lunar base has the potential to be a significant milestone in human space exploration. The Moon's low gravity and lack of atmosphere make it an ideal location for launching spacecraft, which could then travel further into the solar system with greater ease. This advantage could enable space missions that were previously considered infeasible due to the limitations of Earth's gravity and atmosphere. One potential application of a lunar base would be as a launchpad for further space exploration. Currently, launching a spacecraft from Earth requires a significant amount of fuel due to Earth's high gravity and dense atmosphere. However, the Moon's gravity is approximately 1/6 of Earth's, and it has no atmosphere, making it an ideal location for launching spacecraft. By launching from the Moon, spacecraft could escape its gravity with much less fuel than required for an Earth launch. This would make manned missions to Mars and beyond more feasible, as it would require less fuel to escape the Moon's gravity than it would to escape Earth's. Additionally, a lunar launchpad would reduce the risks and costs of launching from Earth, as it would reduce the need for heavy launch infrastructure and could help mitigate the risks of launching from the highly populated areas of Earth. Moreover, a lunar base could also provide an ideal location for testing new technologies and exploring the potential of resource utilization. For instance, researchers could use a lunar base to test new propulsion technologies, robotics, and communication systems in a controlled environment. This would enable the development of more advanced and efficient technologies for future space missions. Additionally, the Moon's surface is rich in resources such as helium-3, which is a potential fuel source for nuclear fusion. A lunar base could help facilitate research and development of the technologies needed to extract and utilize these resources. In addition to its scientific and exploration potential, a human presence on the Moon could also have significant economic benefits. The Moon's resources, such as helium-3, could potentially be used as fuel for nuclear fusion reactors, which could provide a nearly limitless source of clean energy. In addition, the Moon's unique environment could provide new opportunities for space tourism, mining, and manufacturing. Of course, living on the Moon would come with its own unique challenges and limitations. The lack of gravity and atmospheric pressure could have significant impacts on human health, and the isolation and confinement of life on a lunar base could take a toll on mental health. In addition, the cost of transporting people and materials to the moon would be significant, and it is unclear whether the economic benefits of a lunar presence would outweigh these costs. The concept of a lunar colony may seem like a far-off dream, but it continues to capture the imagination of many people around the world. Despite the numerous challenges associated with living on the moon, the idea of humans living there remains an intriguing one that inspires us to dream big about the future of human exploration. One of the reasons that the concept of a lunar colony remains so compelling is the sheer novelty of the idea. Humans have always been fascinated by the moon, and the prospect of establishing a permanent presence there is one that captures the imagination. It's not difficult to imagine a future where a thriving community of scientists, engineers, and explorers work together to create a new home on the moon, complete with its own unique culture, customs, and way of life. Another reason why the idea of a lunar colony is so compelling is the sense of adventure and excitement that it inspires. Living on the moon would be an unprecedented challenge, requiring humans to adapt to an entirely new environment and way of life. It would push the boundaries of what is currently possible in terms of space exploration, and would require innovative new solutions to the many challenges that would inevitably arise. The idea of rising to such a challenge is one that appeals to our sense of adventure and the human spirit of exploration. Finally, the concept of a lunar colony also inspires us to think about the long-term future of humanity. As Earth's population continues to grow, and our planet's resources become increasingly strained, the idea of establishing a new home on the moon takes on a new level of significance. By creating a self-sustaining colony on the moon, we would be taking an important step towards ensuring the long-term survival of our species. It would open up new possibilities for space exploration and resource utilization, and would help to ensure that humanity can continue to thrive for centuries, or even millennia, to come. In conclusion, the idea of humans living on the moon is one that continues to capture the imagination of people around the world. Despite the many challenges that would need to be overcome to make this a reality, the concept of a lunar colony inspires us to dream big about the future of human exploration and the long-term survival of our species. Whether or not we ever establish a permanent presence on the moon remains to be seen, but the idea of doing so is one that will continue to inspire us for generations to come.